Hare Krishna. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. We continue reading from Caitanya Caritamrita Adi-Lila, chapter 7. We're hearing about the Panchatattva, text 5. Panchatattva ekavastu nahi kichu beda rasa aswadite tabu vivida vibheda. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Shila Prabhupada. Spiritually, there are no differences between these 5 tattvas, for on the transcendental platform, everything is absolute. Yet, there are also varieties in the spiritual world. And in order to taste these spiritual varieties, one should distinguish between them. In his Anubhasya commentary, Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur describes the Panchatattva as follows. The supreme energetic, the personality of Godhead, manifesting in order to enjoy 5 kinds of pastimes, appears as the members of the Panchatattva. Actually, there is no difference between them because they are situated on the absolute platform, but they manifest different spiritual varieties as a challenge to the impersonalists to taste different kinds of spiritual humors, rasas. In the Vedas, it is said, Parasya Shaktir Vividheva Shruyate. The varieties of energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are differently known. From this statement of the Vedas, one can understand that there are eternal varieties of humors or tastes in the spiritual world. Shri Gauranga, Shri Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Shri Gadadhar, and Shri Vas Thakur are all on the same platform. But in spiritually distinguishing them, one should understand that Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the form of a devotee. Nityananda Prabhu appears in the form of a devotee spiritual master. Advaita Prabhu is the form of a bhakta, devotee incarnation. Gadadhar Prabhu is the energy of a bhakta, and Shivas Thakur is a pure devotee. Thus, there are spiritual distinctions between them. The Bhakta Rupa, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Bhakta Swarup, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, and the Bhakta Avatar, Sri Advaita Prabhu, are described as the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself, His immediate manifestation, and His plenary expansion, and they all belong to the Vishnu category. Although the spiritual world and marginal energies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are non-different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu, they are predominated subjects, whereas Lord Vishnu is the predominator. As such, although they are on the same platform, they have appeared differently in order to facilitate tasting of transcendental mellows. Actually, however, there is no possibility of one being different from the other, for the worshipper and the worshipable cannot be separated at any stage. On the absolute platform, one cannot be understood without the other. So here is the Achintya Beda Abeda Tattva. Achintya Beda Abeda. Simultaneous oneness and yet different. So the Panchatattva. Panchatattva is the Supreme Lord Himself, Lord Chaitanya. Then is His expansion, Lord Nityananda. His incarnation, Advaita Acharya. These 3 are all Vishnu Tattva. Then Gadadhar Pandit is his energy, internal energy, and Shivas Thakur is his marginal energy. So on the absolute platform, there is no difference between them because it's the absolute world, it's the spiritual world, yet there is a difference. Yet there is a difference. How? Because the Supreme Lord, He is the complete whole, He's worshipped, and then there is a worshipper. That's His devotee, that's His energy. So it's like sun and sunshine. The sun and sunshine, they are the same and yet different. You know? So they're all spiritual, they're all part of Krishna. It is Krishna Himself, like how we say the sun and sunshine. The sunshine, we call it the sun. When the sunshine is in the room, we say the sun is in the room. So the energy of Krishna is also Krishna. But there is a difference. There is a difference in the mood, of the of that individual. Spiritual rasa, each of us have this, in any one of the 5 rasas we have. Each living entity has this with the Supreme Lord. Neutrality, Shanta, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, or Madhurya. So this goes to show that the spiritual world is not just the empty dark space. No, they're individuals. The Supreme Lord is there, his energies are there, and there is a loving exchange between them. This is what we have to understand. And it's all absolute. It's all on the absolute platform. So for us to understand some absolute platform here in the material world, there's always a difference between master and servant. This is a world of duality, dark and light, and then happiness and sorrow. So there are differences over here. It's a world of duality. But in the spiritual world, everything is spiritual. Everything is spiritual. Yeah. So everything is spiritual. God is there, and he's there with his energies. We, the souls, the living entities, are his marginal energy. And we are individuals also in the spiritual world. As we are individuals here in the material world, we are individuals in the spiritual world. And we have a loving relationship with the Lord. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So reading on Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhakta Avataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. Let me offer my obeisances unto Lord Sri Krishna, who has manifested himself in 5 as a devotee, expansion of a devotee, incarnation of a devotee, pure devotee, and devotional energy. So Krishna is the origin of everything and everyone. He is the one. We are also coming from him. We are his energy. The expansions are coming from him. Everything is coming from him. So in one sense, everything is Krishna. And in another sense, yet everything is not Krishna. So again, this achintya beda abeda, simultaneous oneness and difference. Simultaneous oneness and difference, like sun and sunshine. Sri Nityananda Prabhu is the immediate expansion of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as his brother. He is the personified spiritual bliss of Satchidananda Vigraha. His body is transcendental and full of ecstasy in devotional service. So Lord Nityananda, he is Balaramji. Lord Chaitanya is Krishna. So Balaramji is Krishna's first expansion. Similarly, Lord Nityananda is Lord Chaitanya's first expansion. He's the personified bliss of, spiritual bliss of Satchit Ananda Vigraha. His body is transcendental and full of ecstasy in devotional service. So what is the mode of Lord Nityananda? Devotional service. And because of this devotional service, he's completely ecstatic. He's ecstatic in love for Krishna. And his form that we see, that is not made of our, like how we have this form made of this material elements, but his form is transcendental, Satchit Ananda Vigraha, eternal, full of knowledge, full of bliss. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is therefore called Bhakta Rupa, the form of a devotee. And Sri Nityananda Prabhu is called Bhakta Swarupa, the expansion of a devotee. So Lord Chaitanya, he came in the mood of a devotee. Krishna came because he wanted to feel, oh, what is my devotee feeling? How my devotee is feeling so much bliss. So I want to taste that bliss. And to taste that bliss, he had to come as a devotee. So that's why he's called Bhakta Rupa. And Lord Nityananda Prabhu, he's an expansion of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he's called Bhakta Swarup, expansion of a devotee. Sri Advaita Prabhu, the incarnation of a devotee, is Vishnu Tattva and belongs to the same category. There are also different types of bhaktas or devotees on the platforms of neutrality, servitude, friendship, parenthood, and conjugal love. So Advaita Acharya, he's an incarnation of Mahavishnu, and so he is also a Vishnu Tattva. So he is also same category. We individual souls, although we are parts and parcels of Krishna, we are not Vishnu Tattva. We are a Tattva by ourselves. We are the marginal energy. We are called the Jiva Tattva. Also, this again shows the simultaneous oneness and difference. Like there is a difference in the heat and light of one particle of sunshine and the complete sun. Similarly, we, the living entities, we are not Vishnu Tattva. Lord Krishna, his expansions, his incarnations, they are Vishnu Tattva. We, the living entities, are his marginal energy. We are called Jiva Tattva. So there are also different types of bhaktas or devotees on the platforms of neutrality, servitude, friendship, parenthood, and conjugal love. Devotees like Sri Damodar, Sri Gadadhar, and Sri Ramananda are different energies. This confirms the Vedic Sutra Parasya Shaktir Vividheva Shruyate. All these bhakta subjects taken together constitute Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself. So Krishna, he has these different energies, right? Like we, the jivas, are his marginal energy. He has his internal energy. Internal energy expands into Srimati Radharani, all the gopis. So they are his internal energy. We, the living entities, we are his marginal energy. So when we speak of Krishna, everything includes in him. It's not that Krishna is alone. It's not that he's alone and nothing belongs to him and, that he has nothing. No, Krishna includes everything. Like the sun and sunshine. When we say the sun, automatically the sunshine also, we can understand there is a sun, so there is a sunshine. So when we say of Krishna, automatically we understand that all these energies are together with Krishna. Everything and everyone is with Krishna. Yeah. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. So he came, his devotees and different energies came. Swarup Damodar, Gadadhar Pandit, Ramananda Raya, they came and they showed the different moods that every individual has with Krishna. We, each of us, have a particular mood with the Supreme Lord, and that's what we need to, that's our original position. That is self-realization, that we need to come to that point, that my eternal relationship with Krishna is in a particular ras, a particular humor. It could be neutrality, shanta, or it could be as a servant, as a friend, as a parent, or as madhurya. But whichever is the mood of the five, all of them have one common mood, and that is dasya, servant of Krishna, servant of the Lord, each and every living entity. Swayam Bhagavan Krishna, Ekale Krishna, Ishvara, Advitya, Nandatmaja, Rasika, Shekhara. Krishna, the reservoir of all pleasure, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, the Supreme Controller. No one is greater than or equal to Krishna, yet he appears as the son of Maharaj Nanda. That Ekale, Krishna Ekale Ishvara. God is one. There are not two gods, or there are not three gods, or there are not millions of gods. No, God is one. God is one. He is the Supreme Controller. And his name is one of the names we call that we like to call him is Krishna, the most attractive. Krishna has many names, unlimited names. Unlimited names, Govinda, Rishikesh, controller, maintainer. But the most the most, what do you say, that devotees like to call him is Krishna. He's the reservoir of all pleasure, all pleasure. He attracts our heart. He attracts everyone's heart. That's why he's called Krishna. And he's the reservoir of all pleasure. No one is equal to Krishna, and no one is greater than Krishna. We think, yes, I'm equal to Krishna, or I'm greater than Krishna, but no one is equal to or greater than Krishna. And yet he's God, he's the Supreme Lord, yet he comes as the son of Nanda Maharaj. So when he comes as the son of Nanda Maharaj, does it mean he stops being God? No, he does not. His supreme position is always that he is the Supreme Lord. In this verse, Kaviraj Goswami gives an accurate description of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by stating that although no one is equal to or greater than him, and he's the reservoir of all spiritual pleasure, he nevertheless appears as the son of Maharaj Nanda and Yashoda Mai. So no one is equal to or greater than Krishna. All the pleasure that we experience, bliss that anyone experiences, is because Krishna has that. He's the reservoir. We get water in our house. Why? Because we are getting some water from a reservoir of water, right? So similarly, the reservoir of all spiritual bliss is Krishna. So the more we, again, revive our love for him, then we will also be able to feel that pleasure. We will be able to feel that pleasure. So we'll stop here for today. Were there any questions or comments? If no, then we'll stop. Thank you so much for listening and joining in. Caitanya Caritamrita ki jai, Shilpa Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Hare